Cheers. Welcome in.
Cheers.
Week, whatever. 11?
11. There you go. Good job.
There we go. I just staying on task. Week 11. No punts allowed.
This week's been crazy for us.
I'm so tired.
You guys, this is the greatest sport in the whole world to cover. But this week, this turnaround for us where we don't actually have a day off for quite some time.
Yeah.
It's like the first week and this week is always tough. But we have college football playoff rankings. They were later than usual this time around, by the way. I did confirm that because I was like, wait, I feel like they're always at 4 o'clock my time. And they were at 5 o'clock last night. Bit later. The schedule of when this happens is all based on ESPN, which of course, who's in the doghouse with pretty much everyone right now because they're refusing to be on YouTube TV. I can't tell you how many Slacks on Saturday being like, this is the worst. Having to switch from app to app to watch, plus the quad box on my ESPN app made me so mad. It just kept freezing. And so if you were someone who suffered this weekend, I see you, I hear you. I hope that this gets fixed because I can't take it anymore and having to switch back and forth between those apps to watch games and also to watch like multiple at a time. Like quad box is how I live.
To the dads out there that have never cut the cord.
Yeah.
Good old fashioned cable. Shout out to us.
But you're not watching
way too much.
Are you able to watch in a quad box in any capacity? I mean, you have 3 TVs in your basement, so that's different.
Yeah.
But the quad box is where
I get what you're saying. I probably not.
By the way, this year is the first year that I cut the cord. Actually, last year when I moved.
So scared.
It's ridiculous, and it's
this
just
isn't helping
painful.
my anxiety.
Yeah, sorry.
So last night you and I fired up Tuesday nights college football playoff rankings. We've been doing this now for a few years. It's funny because we were joking, maybe not joking. Last year, the first show we did was like, we've done this a lot. We do it. We talk in front of a lot of people. So I'm very, very comfortable doing this. But last year, it felt like I got an ass kicked after that first show.
Yeah.
It was the way we had technical issues. And then it was all of it. The way the bracket, I was not prepared. And I'll say this, not having a group of 5 team last night was like, I could tell both of us were having like a bit of an oh shit moment. Like they're gonna put something in there, right? Like you could see the way the show was being produced. Nobody knew what to do with their hands, which was great.
I ended up, behind the scenes, I ended up looking at X and I was like, I'm going to search group of 5 because I'm pretty positive that honestly, when I did it, and I can tell you, because it's funny, I watched one of the clips today and I could see me like to the side with both arms. Normally I just have one arm and you can't really tell, but both you can tell. And yes. You were talking about something and it was before we even got to 12. I was like, there's not one at 25. This is weird. And when I mentioned it and you were like, oh, maybe they have them higher, I was like, I'm going to look now. And it said like no group of, no one had said anything just yet. And then I hit refresh once we got the full bracket. And then it popped up and everyone was like, no group of 5 in the top 25. So they put in Memphis based on this. And I was like, okay, we can go with that. But yeah, that was weird because we were so used to having them in. I thought they had to rank them, but I guess they don't. Like that, it's just something that's never come up. So it's still year 2 of this, so we're still learning. But I mean, even having 2 SEC teams be 11 and 12 and knock it in Texas and Oklahoma, and knocking in the bracket because the ACC was ranked so low too. I mean, it was a mess. But I mean, it was much better than last year, I will say, in terms of straight seating. That was a lot easier to digest. All of those things, much easier. But it was a really fun show. We love when you guys are in there and talk to us in the chat. Maybe start dropping just like no punts allowed into the chat. I want to see the people because I want to answer those questions first. So this is my challenge to the no punts allowed listeners. If you're watching the AP poll, CFP playoff show on Tuesday nights, comment and type like no punts allowed listener here so we can answer those questions first and pick favorites because of course you guys are our favorites.
The group of 5 thing we'll talk about it because there's been so much news in college football. It's actually kind of a quiet week, which is which is
Knock
actually
on
good.
wood. Some news is gonna break
Um,
after
fucking
we're done
well,
filming.
that's how it is. Well, let's dive into the playoff rankings. So,
Yes.
um, there were a couple of things that surprised me. I think we could just kind of trade. I'll start because this one's near and dear to my heart. Of course, you know this. Iowa being ranked 20, I was very surprised with.
Mhm.
Um, I thought last week Iowa should have been ranked. Um, boy, the committee really likes that loss to Indiana, right? And so like
Yeah.
I'm using this as a point. Like you can find certain things that are data points. When you look at who Iowa's beaten, Albany, they lost to Iowa State, which frankly is not looking great.
Yep.
UMass, Rutgers, which was close. Almost beat Indiana, clobbered Wisconsin, barely beat Penn State at home, and clobbered Minnesota. It's
Mhm.
fine. This is a good Iowa team. Like, it's good. As an Iowa fan, like, it's great. Boy, though, that Indiana loss, they clearly think a lot of. Like, and is that a going to be a consistent amongst other teams like Notre Dame, by way of
Yeah.
example, right? There's some takeaways on that. So Iowa not being ranked in the AP poll, ranked number 20, and again, everyone knows I'm an Iowa homer. That's a little bit shocking. I know it's
So
probably not the most meaningful, but I was pretty shocked by that.
I would say what's meaningful is the fact that you have Iowa at 20, so actually USC at 19, Iowa at 20, Michigan at 21, and 23 Washington. That goes to show you what the committee thinks of the Big Ten, and that's why the teams that are 1 and 2 are, because I
Yes.
think so. You have obviously Ohio State, Indiana, and then you have Texas A&M. I think one of the other points of conversation last night was, should Texas A&M get that one spot based off their strength of schedule, which, by the way, the difference between strength of record and strength of schedule, really confusing people, I think. Because of course the college football playoff committee is supposed to use that metric now. I think at the very end of the season and when the final rankings come in, your strength of record matters, okay? But your strength of record is way more important at this point in time because it's who you've played so far. And Texas A&M still has some pretty good staple wins that they could get in front of them that could make them jump Ohio State and Indiana. But the way that the committee respects the Big Ten this year, just as much as the SEC, feels very unique, like almost more so than the SEC. I mean, I know you see a lot of SEC teams in there, but it is interesting to me that that's the case because again, the other point I want to mention is that I didn't think Oklahoma and Texas were technically snubbed at the time. They didn't, so they're 11 and 12 and they don't get into the bracket because of the ACC champion automatic bid being lower than 12 and then of course the group of 5. But why is Notre Dame ranked above them? The committee, like, I know they're not trying to punish teams for scheduling like tough opponents early in the season. And usually for everybody else, that conversation is around like non-conference opponents. But Texas played Ohio
You know
State.
why? Well,
Texas played Ohio State,
yes.
and Oklahoma played Michigan. So why are we and
Here's
Oklahoma
why.
won that game.
I can tell you why. Notre Dame hasn't lost a game 2 months. These teams have. Time, and I saw this on Twitter this morning and last night. When you lose a game is wildly important. And
Yeah.
it's not supposed to be. In my opinion, it really shouldn't be because it's your total resume. That's why, though.
But you should also take into consider
vicinity of losses.
games you won then. Like, okay, Ohio State beat Texas at the start of the season. When is their last? I mean, seriously, like give me like there's other reasons why some of it feels like certain brands are getting, and this happens every year. I'm not saying that this isn't like a unusual
Certain
year where
brands,
things have kind of,
aka Notre Dame.
yeah, Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Look, and I'm all for them being in. I think if you run the table and you win out, you're in. Cool. But it also kind of interesting where they have Texas. Texas, I told you, I said this last night. Texas won at the exact right time, got a big staple win right before these came out. Let's play a little bit of a reindeer game. Do you think if there's like absolute carnage and say like Notre Dame loses another game.
Maybe a Pitt. Maybe. Probably
Yeah.
not. Maybe.
Say Texas loses to Texas A&M and that's it, but doesn't go to play. Do you think a 3-loss Texas could get in based on the respect that they're getting currently? Because their only
Yeah.
losses would be to like the 1, 2, or 3 team. So 2 of their losses, 2 out of the 3 would be to teams that are 1, 2, or 3.
So here, that's a great question, and I think if there ever was a year, this would be the year. So
Yeah.
Notre Dame is, if they lose, are out, right? I think they lose to Pitt, they're in deep shit. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. But a lot of this is going to come down to like what we saw last night, which is like the ACC, like out of the top 12 jumping in, and then what happens with the Big 12 too, right? So like
Yes.
if Texas Tech beats BYU, how far does BYU fall? Probably not that far,
Not that
right?
far at all.
Probably 2 or 3 spots, maybe.
Yeah.
First loss, you can't have them. You're not going to put BYU below Notre Dame, are you? I wouldn't.
The committee might,
They might. So, but
but
I think that would be a mistake. So I guess on a Texas or even in Oklahoma, because we're assuming Texas has to win out, but the quality of the schedule is absurd, right? The quality of the schedule is absurd. So, it still feels likely, but yeah, you've got this pocket of teams from, I don't know, I'll throw Oregon in there because Oregon's straight to schedule ain't that great. From 9 to like 20, 22 that are going to be a tough eval.
strength of record for the Ducks is 8. By the way, which is interesting.
I guess
It's just the respect that the Big Ten is getting, but it's also the committee saying that Penn State win doesn't matter. So yeah, they have to win. Their hardest part is coming up. Like yes, their back half is way more important than what they already have done. But again, Indiana loss is going to be considered a quality loss because of how the committee views Indiana. But let's talk about the ACC specifically, the chaos that could ensue. I do want to say, look, after doing some research on this, I love Utah. I think this Utah team is tough. I think they've gotten better as the season has gone on. I do think it's a little weird they're ranked above the 2 ACC teams. Look, Virginia, eye test wise, like fails. Like they've needed overtime to beat teams. They have played down to their opponents, all of those things. But Louisville, like they have to be behind Virginia because of the head to head. But Louisville probably should be ranked above Utah. And that would mean Virginia would have to be because let me get the exact numbers.
So they won at Pitt, who's now ranked, beat Virginia. They won at Miami, pretty good. The out of conference is bad, although the win over James Madison, is not too shabby.
So by the way, the strength of record for Louisville is 13 and Utah's is at number 23. Strength of record. So the games they've played. So like that's why it's weird to me that they have one less loss and their strength of record is better. And I know because of the head-to-head with Virginia, that's why the committee did it. But I think if you don't have Louisville's loss to Virginia, you have it to maybe somebody else random. I think they would be able to put them above Virginia and justify that and put them above Utah too.
But Louisville to me really is an interesting is a really interesting potential playoff team. They play Cal. They're an enormous favorite this weekend. They play Clemson. They go to SMU, suddenly pretty interesting. And they play Kentucky. So I like them to win all of those games. SMU is going to be tight. That'll be under, I'm assuming Louisville will be favored, but that will be close.
Where is that at home?
It's at SMU. It's the only road game they have left.
Okay.
So Cal, Clemson, who bad, and Kentucky. So yeah, I think that's compelling. If Utah and Louisville were going to play, I'd probably bet Utah. It's an interesting game, by the way. But you bring up a good point, like on this. And I was listening to some of the quotes from like Mac Rhodes last night.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they put the chair on TV. I think it's great for transparency. I think it really is an impossible situation because they constantly kind of talk in circles. And if you ask them
Yeah.
enough questions,
Well,
you're going to show an imperfect
that's
selection process.
yes. Well, I mean, because to this point, like what you're using for one team may not be what you're giving the edge to another team for. Also, I found out today that we actually might have the opportunity to talk to said chairman when the final rankings come out. So TBD, we'll
You and
find
I
that. Yes, you and I. You and I.
gotta make sure I don't say anything. Mean, I'm not even. What I'm
But
saying,
so we'll have our questions prepared because
I'll be
again,
like,
to your
what
point, there
kind of
is going to be
bullshit is this? That's my first question. Is,
yeah, we
sir,
have to be
how could you?
professional. I know you guys get
No,
to
no,
see the
no.
unfiltered version of us, but here, but no, it's just
Oh
one
no,
of
no,
those
no,
things.
no. To be clear, I I really I that is an unenviable position, and I give these
Yeah,
guys a ton
it's
of credit for coming out, and he speaks for a room full of people and has to be really intelligent and in tune to it. And I thought actually he was funny. It's good, but I'm saying this is a very human process.
yes.
And you could
Well,
cite statistics, and eventually these things collide with each other, and it makes it
so
very difficult.
that's the hard part is that I don't know. So a lot of people were really happy that the committee was given like specific metrics that they have to use, which is strength of schedule, strength of record, and what was the other one? There was one more metric that they were given that they were like supposed to use or was supposed to like help with the process. Part of me wishes they didn't do that because again, you're like using it for some and not others. Because I was looking at all the strength of records and I was like, this doesn't make sense. By the way, I'm gonna do a little blind resume for you, and I wanna like hear who you think these teams are. Hold on, let me pull
Like,
them up. Also, Georgia Tech just like really ruining their like national reputation by losing the week before. This thing was not
and
it.
also giving up 1,000 yards of offense.
Yeah, I was really, really upset about all of that. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Team A, they're number 3 in strength of record, number 33 in strength of schedule. They are 4-0 versus top 40 opponents, and their best win is against number 11 in the committee's poll. Okay. Then you have Team B, their strength of record
This is a
is
lot of
4th.
numbers to follow. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Their strength of record is
I'm
4th. They're number 45 in strength of schedule. They're 3-0 versus top 40 opponents, and their best win comes against number 13. Those two resumes are Ohio State and BYU. They're off, like the strength of schedule is the biggest difference, but their staple win and their strength of record are so similar. It just proves that if you had a different logo on your helmet and play in a different conference, despite the fact that the strength of record is comparable, you get put number 1. It's so wild.
um look, yes. And I do think though, this is where
The human aspect comes in.
yes. Now the human aspect is a negative and a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you told me right now, should BYU be ranked above Ohio State, I would say no.
No. But you would think they would be over
Well, I've been beating the drum for BYU, and so have you for all season.
to be over Ole Miss. You could argue Alabama and Georgia have wins against better opponents, so I could see that. You could argue that being undefeated in the Power 4, you deserve to be in the 4 spot over Alabama. But Alabama's loss came way earlier. They have much better
Yes.
wins. They have what 3-4 top 24 top 25 wins now. Like,
Yes.
so I get that aspect of it. The thing with me was Ole Miss, and I knew that was going to happen. And we still have that bet we made on there. So you better hope if BYU wins that they get moved up. They better be moved up over the other SEC
They
teams.
will. They will. But no, I mean, by the way, let's talk. The Big 12 was very interesting because I think we'll do our state of the Big 12 after this week because I think things are going to look a lot different. We're going to have a clear favorite, and then we're going to be able to kind of sort through the wreckage. To your point about Utah, the ACC is still a mess. I do not trust Virginia at all.
No, they're going to lose.
They're going to lose. I actually think they might lose this week against Wake. I think that line is less than a touchdown. Spoiler alert. If not, they're going to lose at Duke. Kudos to them, by the way. I don't want to sound like a dickhead. Elliott's done a really good job there.
Got himself off the
That
hot seat, that's for
got
sure.
himself off the hot seat. They have found ways to win. It's admirable, but it's also some bullshit. And I think that's going to play itself
I
out
mean,
here shortly.
they just they play with their food. They really play with their food. And it is
I do want to talk about Miami because we pronounced them dead on Saturday. I mean, Jesus, like this disgraceful.
They are dead.
I don't know if they are dead. I've said they're dead, but are they
if they
truly dead?
they're only getting in if they're the ACC champion. So they need help from other teams, and I don't think that that's necessarily going to happen because they need help from Louisville, Louisville has a head-to-head on them.
All right,
and then they need Georgia Tech. They need Georgia Tech and Virginia both to lose. I don't know if
they need to be. Georgia Tech could definitely lose. They have played Pitt and Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech could definitely lose.
Well, the Georgia one wouldn't apply to the ACC, though.
Correct. But even rankings-wise, I'm trying to find a way for them in as an at-large.
There's no way.
Virginia's going to lose, right?
So
Virginia's going to lose. Vandy is probably going to lose. It may lose a game, maybe at Tennessee, right? Let's just clear the path. Oh, let's do this. I hate Miami. I wrote about how shitty they've done. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm like, well, Georgia Tech could lose. Vanderbilt could lose. Louisville could still lose. Virginia, like, they're going to lose. Oklahoma is going to lose. Texas, going to lose, potentially. There's a path here.
You know who I think has who maybe should have been ranked above Miami? Is Missouri. I would be so pissed if I was like the one SEC team that didn't get the respect of being in the SEC and just got Texas and Oklahoma got that love. But it's kind of being below a 2-loss ACC team. And I know they're, quote, one of them technically could be a quality loss for Miami. Yes, no?
No, I agree. I mean,
I just feel like it's weird that that's the, again, logo based. I think Missouri could have an argument to be a bit higher.
I think this Missouri team deserves better. But then I look who they've beaten.
Yeah.
And it's hard to make that argument.
Losses have been. Yeah,
I'm with you. I think they deserve better.
You could make arguments for all. I feel like this is definitely one of those years that we could really get surprises in the playoff and not just one team, like auto bid steal. I think it could be 2 or 3 teams that are pretty much a surprise.
By the way, Missouri could beat Texas A&M this week. It wouldn't shock me at all. What then? Because they're gonna jump some teams, right? They'll probably jump 8 to 10 spots, I would imagine.
Well, they play Texas A&M and they also play Oklahoma this year. If they finish 10-2 and have those 2 wins,
they're in.
10-2, they're in. Yeah. So that's why I think there's teams that are ranked below. So Miami, it's going to take a lot of help from other teams, and the ACC is such a mess that it could happen. It's not totally out of the realm. Missouri is fully in control of their own destiny to the college football playoff, and I think there's some teams that are ranked lower that maybe are definitely in control of their own destiny where others are just simply not. Texas is a perfect example.
Yes.
You're in charge of your own destiny. I think let's see, USC is probably a good example of that.
Let's talk about them. I have shit on Lincoln Riley. I want to at least take a moment and give him credit for winning that game at Nebraska. Neighbor Jason was down bad. Neighbor Jason, I love you. We were
sorry about Dylan Raiola. Tough.
That fucking sucks, by the way, because and I gotta be honest, that team, that offensive line, which has been a disaster all year, they did a bad job in protecting him all year, and that is a really shitty way for season to end. I'm glad you brought it up, because although Nebraska and Iowa are quote unquote rivals, I don't want that. Raiola, still in. I like watching him play. He's interesting, at least. He's a good person for this college football show. Now, USC, ugly win, but a good win. They play Northwestern. They're going to win that. They play Iowa at home. Could be interesting, although at home, I think help. They go to Oregon. I mean, shit. They beat Iowa. They're going to be favored in that. And then you're going to go to Oregon, which you'll be a dog in, but like not a big dog. UCLA, who knows? I don't know.
They could play their way in.
They
I
could
mean, these teams,
absolutely play their way in.
Michigan, same thing. You beat Ohio
Yeah,
State, you win out, you're 10-2, you're in.
yeah. I mean, it's funny. Like a lot of these schedules at the back half are like grotesque
Yeah.
outside of one
Ooh,
game.
ooh, this is so exciting. Imagine you get a world where, wow, this is so exciting. Imagine you get a world where you have a 10-2 USC and a 10-2 Michigan, and then that head-to-head gets USC in and not Michigan.
Well, here's the other.
Woo!
There's some USC issues with Notre Dame because 10-2
Oh,
that loss in Notre Dame is no
but
bueno.
imagine that triangle of all those 10-2 teams.
Oh yeah, no, it's a mess.
We want this every year, and it never happens. It never works out because these teams lose freaking games they're not supposed to, or just lose games that they had the opportunity to win. But it would be nice to see the committee squirm a bit and really have to make a tough call on some of these.
Pitt's kind of interesting to me,
Yes,
only because I think they're going to have their say. They play Notre Dame at home, and they play at Georgia Tech, and then they play Miami. So like,
who is their loss to?
They have two. It's Louisville is a very good game, and at West Virginia.
That's right. Blech.
That's not great. Although I
so
gotta say they're playing some better ball.
So they could get themselves into the championship game though by beating Georgia Tech and Miami.
Exactly. So you got to do that,
but you also have to beat Notre Dame to get in because they're not going to put a 3-loss. Well, if you win the championship game, you could have a 3-loss team in.
I do want to talk a little group of 5. We're doing the show last night. I forgot that group of 5 does not matter in the eye of the committee. I mean, it really doesn't. Like, this has become a yearly thing. I remember, like, even with the 4-team playoff with Cincinnati, and like this has become a theme throughout. So, and I get it. The committee has to rank the best teams. I thought Memphis probably should have been ranked given what their season is. And Memphis plays Tulane this week. And that line just submitted my locks, by the way. So shout out to me. Told you I was running behind.
Yeah.
I did get it done before the pod. I just want to
Proud
give
of you.
myself a little self.
Proud of
Thanks
you.
so much. Thank you. I have that game included against Tulane.
Okay.
So we'll save that conversation. However, James Madison, San Diego State, North Texas, South Florida. Are any of these teams? I guess we could throw Tulane still in there. I sort of have to, even though they're not getting any votes after losing badly to UTSA.
Here's my thing: is like, I never thought I'd be this person, and it's not that I want them to be excluded from the college football playoff. And I think this is set in place so that there is respect amongst the committee in terms of ranking them. But I feel like maybe, I don't know, if you have automatic qualifiers for the other ones, you have to have that for the group of 5. I don't know. It just this year feels a little like off. Like last year, I thought Boise State was more than worthy of being in the college football playoff. I feel like it would be nice to be able to make this decision on a year-to-year basis, maybe not on automatic qualifier. That is literally that's a pipe dream, and that's never going to happen. But
I have a thought on this because we are team group of 5.
Yes,
we are team group of 5. I think to qualify for this, you should have to be ranked in the top 25 of the selection. I think for a group, I want access. To me, hearing the process, well, Memphis isn't out, but if you go to our like super secret ratings, here they are. No, like.
So I agree. So that if they don't rank, if the group of 5, any of the group of 5 champions are not ranked in the top 25, they don't get in.
Yes,
I feel
okay
like that's a good balance.
Because by the way, Georgia versus this is a funny behind the curtain story here too. Georgia versus Memphis. I have a point spread on that. What that would be. Would you like to play these games? Would you like to play that game? What do you think that would be?
It would be like 25.
It was 21 points.
Yeah. I mean,
Now, what was really funny last night, right? So we're getting ready to a little behind the curtain pod talk. You and I work very similar in that as we're getting ready to go on air or whatever. We have something we need to talk about. We like to talk through it. Never like a stressful thing. It's more of like, hey, I was sitting in traffic. I'm mad at the world. I give you a call. I'm like, hey, just like run a show. Like, what are we doing? Blah blah blah.
yeah,
This that. And there was a segment where we were gonna rate the brackets, like the
grade
games.
grade the
Great.
matchups.
Great.
Yes.
Now originally this was so not necessarily what we normally do. So we were like, okay, we'll see what happens. I have to say, I enjoyed this immensely on the
Yes, so did
show.
I.
And there was poll questions for these. And it now is like my new favorite thing. Because it is kind of like these games are most likely not going to happen. They're gonna move around.
Yeah, and it was fun for the chat to get
It
involved
was
because, like, one of us would have a really strong take, the chat would be, like, siding with one of us. That was the best part of it, honestly.
I thought it was now I can't wait. Like now I'm so excited about this. However, because we're here, yes, Memphis plus 20 and a half. Notre Dame versus BYU. Okay. This is
Mhm.
from FanDuel, by the way. These were proposed odds from FanDuel. I won't even do Notre Dame minus 9.5 at BYU.
By the way, absurd. That would be a joke. I'm so sorry.
Ole Miss minus 16.5 versus Virginia. I will bet Ole Miss. I will bet I don't know if I own enough wheelbarrows to fucking take all the cash to the sports book.
Okay.
Oregon -1 at Texas Tech. A little
Yeah.
surprising. A little surprising. I think Texas Tech would hold their own there. There were your mock. By the way, another mock, couple of mock lines. SEC championship game. Alabama -1.5 versus Texas State. And in the Big Ten mock line, Ohio State -3.5 versus Indy. Which feels about right.
By the way, those games are going to be bangers.
Bangers.
I don't think you
Bangers.
understand.
Yes.
I cannot wait for those championship games.
Bangers. You know what? They're all in. Who gives a shit? Like, let's do this. They might all
Yeah.
still have
It's
buys.
for
I mean,
pride. It's
for
for
fuck's
pride and
sake.
seeding.
Ohio State and Indiana, like they might, but if they're both undefeated, they're both probably getting buys. And you know what? Fuck yeah, buddy. Let's roll. Like I'm with you. I was thinking about that today. You're gonna have like the ACC doing its like
Yeah.
dog
Doing
shit
its, like,
Olympic.
best to get limp into the playoff with whatever team that they get in. I swear to
Yeah.
God, if it's fucking Virginia, I'm gonna be pissed.
But yeah, and then
Because
you have
Louisville's a
that.
much better team. Georgia Tech is a much better team.
Along those lines, have you started reading through the conference tiebreakers for these like,
No, because I just know not to. Because last year when I was trying to figure out the Big 12, I was like, oh, but I mean the ACC is the one that I paid attention to the most because it is going to come down to some weird stuff.
it's I think we need to bring divisions back. I really do, and I know the conferences
No.
are. No, this is bad. This is not
I
a
don't
better
want
way.
to.
No, I really don't want to either, but I also don't want to give it on technicalities. Like this is
Can we
not.
do it for not the Big 10 and not the SEC and every other one can?
Yeah, sure, we do whatever we want. We are
Okay.
five gods. No, I just don't.
That's our way. We're
I
just
don't.
changing the rules in college football, by the way, and just deciding what would be best.
I do. I know we've talked some weird playoff scenarios where you'd have games on championship week, like interconference games, do like a mini bracket, right? Like that's been talked about. And then I didn't love that at first. I'm starting to kind of go that way.
Well, the
Because
idea of like
I
a play-in for
yeah,
by the
like
way,
a
that in that scenario, those would be automatic qualifier games for those
yes.
conferences. So there would be multiple automatic qualifiers for conferences. So
I
like
am
there'd be one for the SEC and then or one that's like automatic and you don't have to play, and then the other 4 play for the other 2 spots for the 3 or 4 automatic qualifiers.
I'm kinda getting there. I am. I don't have the answer, but I'm a little and like to the other point of this, maybe you don't want to play in the conference championship game. That's the other thing. Like
No, you don't. That's
you're
like
like Ole Miss or something. You're like, hey, we're fucking fine. Just leave us alone.
Just no, we're good. We don't. You're like everybody win. Everybody do their job. We will do our job. Everybody just stay in line. You guys play each other, and have an extra game. We're good.
Yes. So Any other playoff thoughts? We did a lot of playoff talk.
No, but that's the best part of this is like we get to do this
Oh
every
shit!
week
Every
now.
week, it's so much fun.
It is the best. And it's nice to have a day to digest it. Like when we're doing the show, it is like in real time. You're looking at it. We're seeing the questions that are coming through. Because the big thing yesterday was I noticed Oklahoma didn't get in, but I was like, wait a minute, Texas isn't in either.
Um,
Both ranked in the top 12 and not in the bracket.
so let's talk this week.
Yes.
Uh, Thoughts? I don't think this is the best week of college football.
Yeah. But we always say that.
No. I'm in, and we have a couple of bangers.
I
I
mean,
was
BYU
actually
Texas Tech
featured.
is by far the best.
Have at my locks of Iowa. And do we want to just do this? Should we go to that?
Yeah.
Would
You
this
do
be a
you have
record time for pod?
Texas A&M Missouri in your locks?
No,
Okay, so let's talk about that before
I
we talk about
thought
locks.
very I thought long and hard about it.
Okay, what is the line on that game?
The line is 7. It was 6.5. I think it's still going. I think it's recently bumped to 7. Let me double check. Oh, it's back to 6.5. I gotta be honest. I am dying to bet Missouri. By the time we are done, they may end up in my also locks. My extra go to Bleacher Report app or website and look at the locks. I struggle though because one team really knows how to win, the other team, Missouri, really knows how to lose, and we're without Bo Viola.
Yeah.
There's like a couple of variables here that I don't like. I'm sorry, everybody's saying Texas A&M deserves to be the number one team. Like I no, I like A&M. I picked them as a dark horse to win the conference before the season. I also don't necessarily totally believe in this team, and so all these point to me wanting to bet Missouri, and I'm scared. I'm just scared.
Yeah.
Do you have a strong take on this?
No, if Bo was healthy, I would certainly consider this a really close game, but I don't know. But to the point I was making earlier, like there are certain teams that you've seen play with their food quite a bit or win very close games, and their games have been where they've had certain flaws. I think maybe Texas A&M could fall into the trap here, but I don't know. They've just looked so dominant the last like 2-ish weeks that I feel like I kind of want to, or I should say 2-ish games, that I sort of feel like it's inevitable that they're just gonna keep rolling.
Um, okay, I don't disagree. Um, what? Let's go to locks because I think this will cover
Well,
most of the.
do you have other top games that aren't in locks?
Um,
So do you have LSU, Alabama?
I do. I've got an opinion on that. I don't
Maybe
have
Notre Dame?
No, that's not a top.
You don't think there's a chance that Navy upsets Notre Dame?
A spread worries me greatly.
What is it?
25 and a half.
Okay.
It's a I maybe
I think maybe you'll cover, that's for sure. I'll give you that bet right now.
All right, like and they, they're 7-1, just haven't beaten anybody. I mean, not even like them pushing Notre Dame would be tremendous content. So I am
Yes.
team.
Team Chaos.
Yes.
Okay, we can go to locks.
Oh no, the other one I thought long and hard on is Georgia Mississippi State, and
To be honest with you, that would make everything so chaotic, and that's something I could see actually happening. It's as bizarre as it is to say, because I've definitely sided with taking Kirby on a lot of things in games where I'm like, oh, I don't know. That could be one where they just.
I kind of am with you. Like I'm like, oh, you think we're gonna play a close game? Like, boom.
By the way, that is in our picks for tomorrow's prediction show. So just
What did that? Oh yeah, I haven't even looked at the list.
yeah. But anyway,
well,
I mean, we got it during the show. So
the other one I thought about taking the points with Penn State against Indiana, and I just can't.
No. What is the point? I love how I'm like, no. I have no idea what the.
It's 14 and a half.
That's no. You no.
They're just kicking the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. Yes. They're kicking the shit out of people.
But
Do not overthink it. That one's a
not
no.
I'm not
Don't
gonna
do
do
it.
it. All right, locks. I like Texas Tech -10 versus BYU. I told you early in the week this line kind of jumped out to me. I think it's bold. I don't like picking against BYU, but I'm going to follow Vegas's thought. And I think physically, Texas Tech is built. Made this point last night on the video. Like Texas Tech is assembled to stand up, not with the BYU's of the world, but like Ohio State, Georgia, and Alabama.
Yeah.
I think they're just on another level. I'm a little worried health of the quarterback
Well,
position.
yeah.
That position could be the undoing for this team.
Oh,
Share
yeah, because they lost their backup, Will Hammond, to ACL,
ACL.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm a little worried about that. But it
Me
sounds
too.
like he's healthy. Morton's healthy. If he is, I'm
Yes.
going to lay the 10.
He's a dog, by the way. I hope
I
all of the
agree.
good things happen to him because he deserves it.
Iowa +6.5 versus Oregon.
I'm gonna ask you a question. If you were feeling bold, would you take Iowa money line?
Oh yeah. I would take Iowa.
You think Iowa's gonna
Iowa's
beat
going to win this game.
Oregon? Okay.
They're going to win this game. I'm a homer. I don't know why I can't get pluses to show up. I actually don't think this is an Adam issue. I think this might be a CMS issue. Anyway,
Okay, well, we'll get to it
um,
later.
but distracted. Yeah, I think Oregon. We looked at the resume. Oklahoma State, Northwestern, Penn State. They played Indiana hard, I guess, but they still lost by double digits. I think this is a really weird place to play. Long road trip. Iowa's playing some pretty good ball. I think they're going to do this thing.
I'm gonna die on that one. I'm gonna go with Oregon.
Like that, I am not shocked. Do you think they have a chance?
Yeah. That was
So,
that was the worst. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I am going to go next to Wake Forest. Wake Forest +6.5 versus Virginia.
Yep.
Just straight. Yeah. I mean, look, Virginia is living on the edge.
They are.
I'm gonna. God, did they fuck? Oh my God, they fucked last week. Cal +4.5. Cal gets a stop. All they need to do is not throw a pick six and then a pick six with less than 40 seconds. It was emotionally crippling bad beat.
Yeah.
So that's the other one. I like Tulane +4.5 versus Memphis. This line's doing some funky shit. Time I put this in, I had 4.5. I think it might be down to 3.5. I'm wondering if there's some injury stuff going on or if people are just. Tulane got blitzed last week.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis has been playing pretty well. I don't care. I like Tulane.
Outside of their UAB loss, but yeah.
I mean, how do you explain that?
I mean, it was atrocious to watch. I mean, it was so painful. I remember there were so many other things going on. And I was like, buddy, you got to turn this on. You got to watch how just.
Yes, I do remember that.
I was like, this is so terrible. Yeah, I think Tulane is a good bet. Although I feel like Retzlaff got benched, didn't he, after 2 interceptions in that game?
Yes. Backup played pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be the starter this week, but still not great.
And then Alabama LSU over 49 in it.
You think Alabama's really going to let up that many points?
Actually, we've let up 20 or more in 4 of the last 5.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they've been tough opponents. I think LSU is going to come out with a little bit of like an edge. That little the interim coach bounce. But I think Alabama's going to score a lot. Like Alabama's going to score like 35. So can LSU score 17?
Okay.
I think they can. So there you go. Rest of the locks.
It's more of a question for you. Has your household begun to put up any Christmas decorations?
We have. Yes. We're doing our tree tomorrow. We have started the internals of that, like we have like Christmas Legos. We're working on those.
Okay.
We have. Are you there yet?
Yes. So I haven't had the mental capacity to do it just yet because of the fact that we had Sunday show and then we had one Monday just getting ready for all the stuff on Tuesday and then playoff stuff last night between video and editorial. Kind of busy. But today Nick is going to, and he doesn't know this quite yet, is going to grab all of this stuff out of our garage and put it in the house. So over the next 2 days, I'm just going to slowly but surely put it up. Actually, we're going to put up our tree tonight, but um
I love that
just
he is just finding this out now.
yeah, he's gonna come home because he had morning football practice, and then so he's home a little bit earlier after school. So he's gonna come home and be like, "Guess what we're doing?" But yeah, it's funny. I feel like a lot of years people have a lot to say about people who put up their holiday decorations like in November, and I think it's just more acceptable. I don't know if it's like the state of the world right now, but like I feel like everybody just like needs a little bit of joy and is like
Yes.
actually accepting of that. I posted a TikTok about this. Like if you are like taking time out of your day to be upset that someone put their Christmas tree up in the first few weeks of November, like touch grass.
I
You know,
I
find something else to be like upset about, maybe something
I
more important to the world.
I like totally. It's not a, like who cares? First off,
Yep.
I feel like it's um it like it brings I don't know, I have small kids. So it
Yes.
brings joy. And I live in an area where it is dark now at like 4:45
Yeah.
and it's getting cold. Um so who gives a shit?
It's also like it's so much work to put up Christmas more than any other holiday decorations. It's so much work. Why
Yeah.
not get the full like 2-ish months out of it? You
I I
know?
I am curious why people are haters. I
People
was
love to yuck people's yum. It's so crazy.
I was asked because I think I've told you I have a giant like 9-foot Santa reindeer inflatable and Santa's drinking a beer.
Oh, I love that.
So that's like we live on like a busy corner in our neighborhood. So that's like a neighborhood staple. That
They're
thing's
like,
coming
when's it
out
going
on
up?
no this weekend. Like
Um
that is coming up this weekend.
Also, someone tell me where people are keeping the 90 whatever what is it, like 90 feet or skeleton? Isn't it 90 feet tall or whatever? That might be
Yes.
an
Yeah.
exaggeration.
Yes. It's huge. Um
Yes. Okay, so they are in fact. Okay. So I Googled this and Google, what a troll. There is no scientific evidence of a 90-foot tall human skeleton
of
existing.
course.
That's
Hey,
not what I meant. You knew what
AI.
I meant. How
No,
tall
this
is
is
this? 90 feet might be an exaggeration. How tall is this skeleton?
how tall is the skeleton?
Yeah, I'm looking up the specifications of this. Okay, 96 in wait. This is gonna throw me off.
I love that. This is
Anyway, but where are they keeping these big ass skeletons?
it's a great question. I
Like, who
mean,
has the storage space?
well that is true, right? Because this stuff is monstrous. It takes up even the holiday stuff takes up most of my
Yeah.
garage.
Oh, we have like a what we call the Harry Potter closet because it's literally under our stairs in our garage. Um, and it
Yeah.
has and it like fits all of our like holiday stuff, but like it's mostly holiday decor, Christmas decor specifically in that little closet. That and our suitcases go in there. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, where are you storing these big ass skeletons?
No, I'm not a huge fan of Halloween decor. Christmas
I am
though,
not.
holidays like
I
let's
do
cook.
fall decor for Halloween so that I just let it stay until I put up Christmas.
But like I love this time of year. Like, I don't know. There's something about this time of year. It's like you're starting to begin the football wind down. You're start like there's a lot of change happening. And the holidays are great. Holidays and the bowl season and the playoff now kind of weave all together too. And it makes this just delightful concoction. Thanksgiving, of course, our
Our
favorite
favorite
episode of the
episode,
year.
which by the
Yeah,
way could be a doozy because it's wedding week.
we got to figure this out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
With
be
this,
really. I'm not actually. I honest to God, I'm gonna knock on something. I probably won't be that drunk all week just because of the fact that I'm just gonna
yeah,
just
yeah.
sweep
No,
it
just deep
in.
breaths.
Yeah, and so I don't want to be puffy either.
Wait,
This
you're not
also
drinking on the Thanksgiving episode?
I'm drinking. I'm just not gonna drink wine. I'll probably drink something that's less like puffy for me. So like some tequila or
Oh, damn it.
vodka. Keep it skinny. I'll do a dirty martini actually. Why not that? The sodium probably
Wow.
doesn't help, but still.
Yeah,
We'll go
no,
real classy that week. Cause I won't be working, so I won't after our Tuesday show, I won't be working. So we also have to figure out actually that's not true. I might have to do Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning. You and I might have to do um uh our predictions, and I usually do a VOD that week or that day.
yeah.
So we might have to do those early on Wednesday. But after that, I'm not working until the following Tuesday.
I was thinking about so it's been 2 years because I go to this show in 2 weeks where I'll be terrified that my Wi-Fi will hold up for our both our pod and our live show.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I tried Cutwater. And that was when I was in Orlando. I believe I had like one, maybe 1.5 during a pod, and I was speaking Portuguese. Like
Wait,
that.
did you see the video I sent you this week
No.
about
Oh no,
Cutwater?
yes, I did.
About
Yes.
how it's literally
Yes.
is that real? I don't know if that's true or not,
No,
but okay. So the context of this video, for those of you who have not seen it, it is that Cutwater is meant to be cut with water. So like what's in the can is actually supposed to be mixed with water for the cocktail to like water it down a bit because they're so strong. But
Makes
everybody just
sense.
drinks them out of the can. But I don't know if that's real or what their actual like thought was.
I can't imagine it's real. One would like assume the marketing for that would be a little bit better.
No, it says you're not supposed to. But somebody was putting that out there that you
Look, I am living
they're
proof. You
designed to
probably should.
enjoy no, so they're designed to be enjoyed directly from the can. So you did it right. It's just they get you.
It got me. Got God on that episode. That was awful. I mean, look, I say some dumb shit all the time. I don't need enhancement to do that. That week in particular was just remarkable. All right, anything else? We did a lot
No.
of talking the last 5 days.
Yeah, we have. But you know what? We love to do it.
We do. All right. So I was gonna say watch us Sunday. We have Sundays back. I'm sure somebody will get fucking fired now. I just jinxed us there. Watch us on Tuesdays.
Yes,
And,
Tuesday nights.
and also check us out. We are writing and we're doing stuff all week long from Bleacher Report. And of course we will be back.
Go to the Bleacher Report College Football stream and you will see something that Adam wrote and a video that I've done, or a combo of both of us on a video. That is a guarantee every single day.
There you go. We're out of here.